Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Ryan and welcome to Math with RG. Thank you so much for checking out this lesson today. Remember, it's going to be you and I, and we're going to conquer this. Are you ready? Here we go! Example now. We have 5y minus 2x equals negative 15. And then we have 12y plus 3x equals 3. There are no obvious, if I add them together, something cancels. If I subtract them together, something cancels. Nothing will cancel. 5 and 12, negative 2 and 3, nothing will cancel. So the question is, what do I do? Well, here's what we do. We have to change each equation, okay? I mean, sometimes you only have to change one equation, but sometimes you have to change both equations. So let's find out what that is. And what I mean by this is that we are going to multiply by something on both sides of the equation, so we have to balance it out, right? So if I multiply the entire equation by some random number like 5, I would have to do it to each term to make sure it's balanced. Then technically that equation is still the same equation, okay? So as long as you do something on both sides, right, the left side of the equal sign and the right side of the equal sign, you will be okay. Just like when you're manipulating fractions, right? If I say I have 2/3 and I change it to 4/6, that's because I multiplied by 2 on top and bottom. 2/3 is the same as 4/6. All right, here we go. So we're gonna change one, maybe two equations. Let's see what happens. We have 5y and 12y. If I multiply 5 times something, I can't really get to 12. If I multiply 12 times something, I can't really get to 5. Let's look at the 2 and the 3. That might be easier because they're smaller numbers. So let's do this. I'm going to rewrite the equations right here. We got 5y minus 2x equals negative 15. Let's multiply this whole thing. So we've got 2 and 3. Well, if I multiply the 2 by 3 and I multiply the 3 by 2, then they'll both be 6. Let's try that out. Multiply by 3. So I will get 15y minus 6x equals negative 45. Okay, now we're going to take the other equation. We've got the 12y. Oh, you know what? I wanted blue. Oh man, there we go. Okay. See, accidents happen, it's okay. All right, 12y plus 3x equals 3. All right, so we are gonna multiply this whole thing by 2. So I get 24y plus 6x equals 6. All right, so now I'm going to put these equations together on top of each other. Here we go. (24y plus 6x equals 6). All right, so now what we want to do is we want to ask ourselves, if I add these two equations together, will something cancel? Or if I subtract these two equations together, will something cancel? Well, I can see that it's negative 6x and positive 6x. So if I add those two things together, I will get 0. Now, if they were exactly the same, like negative 6x and negative 6x, then I would subtract them. Because, for example, if I did 5 minus 5, that would be 0. All right, so here we go. We are going to add them together and get our result. So 15y plus 24y, what is that? That is 39y. Negative 6x plus 6x, that is 0, equals negative 45 plus 6. Well, that's negative 39. Well, look at this. This is coming right together. So we have 39y. That means 39 times y. So we divide, right? We do the opposite. Divide by 39 on both sides. That cancels out. And y equals negative 1. Oh, yeah. Negative 1. Y equals negative 1. We're getting there. Here we go. All right, and now we go back to our example about substitution, right? We did elimination to get the first variable, and now we can just plug negative 1 for y into one of the other equations. Here we go. 24 times there's your negative 1. And then we've got plus 6x equals 6. Okay, so let's rock and roll with a bright color. Bam, yellow. Here we go. What is 24 times negative 1? That is negative 24. Plus 6x equals 6. All right, we got to do the opposite. We've got negative 24, so let's do the opposite, which would be adding. So we add 24. That cancels out. Balance it out on the other side. Add 24. And we've got 6x equals 30. 6x, well, what does that mean? Yes, that means 6 times x. So we got to do the opposite. Divide by 6. And of course, balance it out on both sides. Divide by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1, so that cancels out. And we have x equals, what is 30 divided by 6? 5. Bam. Look at that. Okay, so now I'm going to check the work. I know it's getting a little crowded over here, but we can do it. Let's check the work. All right, so remember, our original problems are right here. So you know what? We can just check the work right over here. Okay, so we have 5 comma negative 1. That's what we're going for. 5 comma negative 1. All right, you can do this. I believe in you. Here we go. Let's pick another cool color. Let's go with, bam. All right, so we've got 5 times negative 1 minus 2 times 5 equals our negative 15. Okay, here we go. Throw back the green. We've got negative 5, because that's 5 times negative 1. Negative 2 times 5, that would be negative 10, equals negative 15. Oh, and look at that. Negative 5 minus 10 is negative 15, because negative 5, let's think about money. If I borrow $5, I'm negative $5 to somebody. If I say to that somebody, I know I borrowed $5, I don't have your money, but I need to borrow another $10, right? That is negative 10. So if I'm negative 5 and negative 10 to one person, that means I'm negative 15. Equals negative 15. And there we go. Please remember, everybody, you don't want to ever borrow too much money. All right. So let's plug this into the other equation so we can really see how awesome this is going to be when checking our work. So we've got 12 times the -1, right? Because I'm bringing it back to the 12y plus 3x equals 3. So we've got 12 times -1 plus 3 times 5 equals 3. Okay, let's see how we do. 12 times -1, -12. Plus, what is 3 times 5? That is 15 equals 3. Well, -12 plus 15, right? If I am -$12 and then I gain $15, that means I can pay back the $12 and still have $3 left over. So that checks out. Another way to think about that is -12 plus 15 is the same as 15 minus 12, and that would be 3. Okay, so as you can see, the star of the show here, 5, -1, is correct. Thank you all so much for watching this lesson today. This has been Math with RG. I'm Ryan, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.